This is the brand new A24 film that just hit theaters. The film is written and directed by Michael Sarnoski, who's coming off of directing A Quiet Place Day One, as well as another A24 film, Pig. This movie tells the story of Robin Hood, but very much a new telling of Robin Hood. We follow him decades after all of his famous crimes and mischief and thieving. In this movie, he's played by Hugh Jackman. After a big event happens involving his best friend Edward, played in this film by Bill Skarsgård, he begins questioning his life. If after killing all of those people, does he deserve just to die rightfully with no one caring about him, or should he have a more righteous death? On his deathbed, he is saved by Sister Bridget, played by Jodie Comer, who brings him back to her own island as he seeks redemption for his actions. Noah Jupe is also in the movie as Arthur, someone who's on the island who might have some history with Robin Hood. And also Murray Bartlett plays the leper, so an undisclosed injuries that also helps out on the island. The film is 2 hours and 3 minutes long and is rated R. Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new review here on Max Talks Movies. My name is Max, and we're talking the death of Robin Hood. And as I was trying to explain to people, I've seen some out of theater reactions and say they just were expecting a regular, whimsical action adventure involving Robin Hood. And say off the bat, that is exactly what this movie is not. This is not a cheesy, action first, quippy Robin Hood movie. This movie is very dark, it's very grim, it's very depressing, quiet. When there's action, which is mostly in the first 20 to 30 minutes of the film, it's very brutal, rated R for a reason. And then the film is more about dialogue, conversation, sitting alone, sitting on in the hospital. And I think it's definitely going to mess with a lot of people's expectations with this movie. I will say, start off the bat with some positives here. I think the filmmaking on display and the production design, the sets, it is a jaw-dropping movie to watch. The film is gorgeous. We're in these unbelievable locations throughout the entire film. The makeup as well. There's scenes where Robin Hood fought someone and he rolled in dirt and the dirt's perfectly coated over Hugh Jackman's face as he's staring down death. There's just some really cool, amazing shots. And the filmmaking makes this film a lot more epic than it probably does from a story level because the filmmaking, and especially Hugh Jackman's performance, it feels very grand, committed, and epic. It's really confident direction from Michael Sarnoski, who has proven again that he is a director to watch after Pig and A Quiet Place Day One, even though this is easily for me my least favorite of his three films. But you can tell he's very confident behind the camera. The music and the score I thought was perfectly accompanying the movie as well. And as I said, Hugh Jackman is fully committed. He goes all in to playing this version of Robin Hood, a very defeated Robin Hood who's tired of hearing all of the folk tales about him, making him kind of like the boogeyman to a lot of people, and him kind of realizing to himself what death is. Has he earned death? Does he deserve to have a proper death? All of these things. And Hugh Jackman, who is this entire movie kind of resting on his shoulders, is really excellent. Obviously, he's good when the movie needs these action scenes, but mostly it's him sitting down, talking with people, and he's very, very captivating to watch. Always good also to see Jodie Comer and Bill Skarsgård. I thought Murray Bartlett was also one of my favorite aspects of this film. Now, it's a film that said it's epic. The action is very brutal. I wish we got more action in the film. But for me, what holds this movie back from being like a really good movie is this is yet another deconstruction of a very much a folk tale or a hero character that a lot of us have known for years. Now, I am not someone who has that much emotional impact on Robin Hood. I have seen a billion different attempts at this character. This is not like James Bond where I have such emotional personal feelings on what they do with those characters and the franchise. I have never really been that person with Robin Hood. So I'm not going to say this is going to offend people, but I will say this. This is definitely a story of Robin Hood that I don't think many people are going to be interested in. I would say in the first act, especially with those action scenes, I was actually pretty invested in what was going on. But the moment we get to this island, I think this movie's biggest problem is I just felt emotionally distant from the characters. This movie feels, in a good way, very epic from a performance and really from a filmmaking perspective. It just feels very cinematic, need to be seen on the big screen. But as epic as those elements are of the movie, it's a very simple story that I just did not care that much about. Robin Hood, it's not like this guy just kills good people and is this criminal. If you know the tale of Robin Hood, he's not just stealing from poor people or stealing from awful people. So I don't think this was the greatest character to kind of deconstruct, make him depressed, make him a shell of himself. And I just didn't find it to be that compelling. The relationship between him and Sister Bridget, I thought was another weak part of the movie. Hugh Jackman and Jodie Comer are terrific actors who are giving very good performances, but from a story perspective, I just didn't buy their dynamic whatsoever throughout the entire film. But for a big emotional part, I would say, you're really supposed to care about this friendship between Robin and Edward, Hugh Jackman and Bill Skarsgård, but you don't really get enough time in this movie to kind of settle into their friendship and what they mean to each other. So when Robin Hood is by himself on this island trying to figure his things out and what he did wrong in that friendship, I just didn't end up caring that much. And it is such a key story element of this friendship between Edward and Robin, but it just isn't established that much. You really get 15, 20 minutes of them together, but that just isn't enough time to understand how deeply Robin cares about this person, Edward's possible wife and kid. You just don't really care. So this is a movie that on the like if you look at the movie, it's gorgeous. The production design, the sets, the costumes, the score, the direction from Michael Sarnowski. Hugh Jackman really commits himself to making this as good as a movie it can be. But for me, this all comes down to caring about what is going on. And this movie, because of its length and because of its tone, can feel quite boring in a lot of elements. It really can feel lethargic where it feels like they're just stretching out the runtime just to do so. It's slow for a bad reason, and I just wish I cared a lot more about what was going on. So overall, I'm giving The Death of Robin Hood a 3 out of 5 stars, guys. I am going 56% for The Death of Robin Hood. What are you guys' thoughts on this movie? Let me know down in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to Max Talks Movies and Max Talks Movies Patreon. I'm sure there's a tier for you. Go check that out down in the description. And I'll see you guys in another video very soon.